guys, it is Brian, and I'm back with another Around the World in 80 Planes. This time we'll be going from Buffalo, New York to New York, New York, John F. Kennedy Airport. You can see I am in the Boeing 707 featuring the Olympic Airlines livery, which isn't way too realistic, but it's the livery that this plane came with, so I'm going to go for it. Let's go ahead and get the plane booted up. Now this plane does not have a 3D cockpit, so hopefully that's not a huge deal. It's a freeware aircraft, and I wanted to make sure I was doing some freeware for you guys, so we're just going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to go ahead and get our switches going. While I'm on this, I'm going to make sure we got fuel for our journey. We do. Switching lights on. That is one heck of a loud plane. We're going to take this moment on the ramp to get our autopilot all set up. Now it doesn't look like we can plug in an airport here, so I guess what we're going to do is check our local map. Now JFK should be out in this area, so what we'll do is we'll set a heading, so we'll probably do, 110 or something like that right now. So we gotta get that all plugged in, and remember I'm using my external setup. Do a vertical speed of 1,000. I don't want to be a bit much, let's do 800. Look at our speed, so we're not going over 250. Under 10,000 feet. I think I'm going to do an altitude of 11,000 for this flight, because it won't be too long, but it's also not too short, so we want to get some altitude. What's cool about this flight is it's going to be my first flight of 6 today. Last night I went to the emergency room for my right hand middle finger, which I cut pretty badly. Make sure we got these on also. I cut open my right hand middle finger and I had to get 6 stitches there, but everything's fine now, and it's just there's not much I can do with my right hand incapacitated, so I'm going to attempt to fly. At least I have a pretty valid excuse if things start to go bad for me. And because I can't get too many views of the cockpit, I know we've kind of been doing the cockpit view for all of these around the world, I'm going to try to do a few more variation in outside the cockpit views for you. Let me know if you like that, or let me know if you kind of like it as a in the cockpit sort of thing. Is that a train? That was weird. This is a heavy plane. We really didn't need all that fuel. Either way, we are up. Landing gear is coming up. We'll start to gain some altitude. And this should all be on. We have about reached our cruising altitude now. We'll be leveling off any second now. I may have managed to pick an altitude that is right up in the clouds. We may have to go a little higher, maybe a little lower. Either way, we are on our way to New York and everything's going fine. I'm going to turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. But this is a non-smoking flight, so the non-smoking sign will have to stay on. Alright guys, so a little more information about the summer. I have made a rough plan of everything I would like to get up. It includes a couple of touchdowns, it includes some amateur hours, it includes some stunt of the month, a couple of various other videos, and a few around the world in 80 planes. I'm hoping it's a pretty good schedule for you. I'm also hoping that while I'm there, I'll also be able to just throw in random clips of aviation that I am participating in. I don't know if I'll be able to do really any cockpit videos unless, you know, that's something I'll have to talk to the people at Embry about. Hopefully I'll be able to do something. If not, you know, it could be some plane spotting at Daytona Beach. I'll have some wing view takeoff and landings from my flights in and out of Daytona. One idea that just kind of popped into my head that I think could be pretty cool is if we did some sort of group flight. You know, I could host it. I don't know what hosting would entail. Most likely it wouldn't be on VATSIM because I think less people are comfortable on VATSIM. It would likely be on X Flight server, which I will try and show in a video. You know, maybe I'll just do that next flight. It's not a bad idea. So I will show you guys a little bit about X Flight server, and we could potentially do a group flight on that, which could be fun, just to get a bunch of guys or a bunch of people just come out and fly for an hour, or jump in when you can. It could be 15 minutes, and maybe I stay on for a 2-hour session, and we just all kind of fly around together. It could be a lot of fun, could be nothing, and we get a cool video about it. And what would be really cool is if everyone kind of made a little video. You guys had screen recorders going, and we all kind of threw up our own views on it. And we could get either like a Skype call going or a TeamSpeak going, and we could talk to each other and just talk about life, talk about flying, and you know, I think that could be a blast. If that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I can certainly work on looking into ways to host that. But if, you know, that's kind of a, Brian, don't do that, then say that as well, and we'll make sure we wipe that from the board. But just wanted to throw it out there. We'll begin to start losing some altitude. We're going down to 10,000 feet. We just got to take our time with it because we're not quite there, but you know, we're getting ready. Let's slowly bring it down to 8,000. Hopefully we'll be pretty set to land on runway 13 right. If not, you know, we'll make our approach into 13 left. We got to keep losing some altitude now. And we'll get our seatbelt on in preparation for landing. Just go ahead and get our landing lights and taxi lights on now so we don't have to remember to do that later. Speed should be high enough still that we don't really need to take care of anything. We're going to bring down our speed a little bit more to about 185, which should put us in about at the arc, about 180. That should be on the arc, and we'll put down a second notch of flaps. We are getting ready for our approach. Passing Newark Airport now. I'm going to overfly that and go to JFK. And from this point, actually, I may jump on and take control, unless the glide slope clicks on now. Nah, I'll just go ahead and fly a visual approach. We'll turn that off. This aircraft's pretty touchy. I'm barely making any adjustments, and it's really moving. I apologize, it appears to be a little loss of frame rate. Not too bad, though. As we come in for landing here at JFK. Okay, believe it or not, right at the end there, my yoke lost power. So, that is why that landing just got pretty dang shaky. I apologize for that, and I apologize for that weird view kind of switch that happened there. That's not good. I'm gonna make sure flight controls are working now. Okay. That was scary. Sorry about that. Sorry that landing, it had so much potential. I was so happy with how it was looking, and then that just botched it all up. But we are in John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York, New York. We just came in on our 707. We're going to call it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm just going to clean up the cockpit a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Around the World in 80 Planes. If you have any suggestions of other like aircraft and airports you'd like me to go to, please leave them in the comments. Unfortunately, I have the next 5 planned already because I am going out of town. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, have a great week, guys. Thanks.